මේ ඒ කියන්නේ මොනවා ඒ කියන්නේ අපි දෙනකොට මේ මගේ පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි සර් අර මේ කමිටි process එකක් තියෙනවානේ. shall I start in English?
ඕන භාෂාවෙන් කතා කරන්න no problem.
All right. My question is, these standards developed through the committee process. And consultative process with the voluntary involvement and the cooperative effort of the interested party, respecting consumers, producers, users, public institutions, and independent technical organization. My question is, what do you mean about voluntary involvement and cooperative effort?
Yeah, cooperative for the committee work. The committee work we get approved by the committee by Council of Sri Lanka Standard Institution.
Okay.
So generally we select the committee, sectoral committee. The sectoral committee is the technical committee which is responsible for the formulation of standards. So that committee we select the people from various forums such as intellectual, universities, industrial representatives, and regulators.
Okay.
So multi-area.
Right.
So we select the people, we send a request to the institution head and ask them to nominate a suitable expert for the committee with respect to the particular sectoral committee. There is a particular technical committee.
Okay, sir.
So once we receive that, we send those lists to the council and we get approved by the council. Then after the approval, the committee will form. That is a sectoral committee.
Okay.
So in that committee, the various people are participating from intellectual representative and the industrial representative, regulators, then some others in those who have a wider knowledge in that particular subject, and we also absorb them.
Right, sir. And who are the consumers? Consumers mean mostly participating with the standardization or sometime consumers and producers and users.
Consumer side, we get the representative because very difficult to get the consumers representation. So we get the chambers representative. The chambers and Consumer Affairs Authority.
Right, sir.
Consumer Affairs Authority, CAA, is representing the consumers. At the same time, for the chambers representing the industries mostly. As well as the importers and exporters. In such a way, we constitute that committee.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay, sir. Another one. You told me about the technical committee's role and who are the members of the technical committees. I think.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Next on. So, what are the material frequently circulated via this division? So what kind of materials?
Material for the revision? For the formulation?
Formulation. I mean about you gave the services for the fact you want to get some sample from outside or from some government institution like that. Material mean I think samples. That's a supplies to your division.
Yes, the supply for this particular committee. We need various resources, the meeting room and the communication resources. And again, we send the documents, the draft documents to the suppliers, the members. So for the draft documents, mostly we use at the moment is email and internet facilities to communicate those information to the members in advance for the committee meeting.
Okay, sir.
So they will go through those informations and they will get ready for the meeting and come back to the meeting. But at the same time, we don't provide transport to the committee members when they are attending physically. So we pay honorarium, just some amount of honorarium to cover their transportation as well as honorarium for their knowledge, what they are pending for the country through these technical committees.
Okay, sir. Right. So tangible materials means for an example, if you are going to give some standardization for the SLSI, SLSI to SLS standardization for the that bulbs, for an example. That's my point of view. That's one of the supplies to your division. So likewise, how many supplies can be created by the outside parties or companies or organization to asking for some standardization? I want to know about that, sir. What are the items normally circulating in your division?
Yeah, items. You mean the standardization for the main items such as bulbs and those things, no?
Yeah. So, yes.
Yes. When we do the standardization process, we prioritize.
Yeah.
So with the priority, mainly we get the information from outside and industry or exporters or how they want this on urgent basis. At the same time, sometimes the ministry and government also request us to formulate standards, especially when we into the energy efficiency side.
Yeah.
So we are jointly working with the Sustainable Energy Authority to control our consumption.
Yes, sir.
In such a case, we standardize the bulbs, especially the CFL. It was there. Now it still is there, but we are giving the importance and the priority for the LED bulbs, light emitting diode bulbs.
Yeah.
So which are more efficient and the environment side also more friendly than CFL. CFL contains the mercury coating inside.
Yeah.
In the LED safely we can dispose after his life cycle. So in such a way, at the same time, so the solar panel.
Yes,
solar panel, now the power generation is the main task of the government as well as the Sustainable Energy Authority.
Solar panel mean now you are talking about second item, isn't it? First you talk about CFL bulb. Now you are talking about the solar panel.
Yeah, the CFL will be the emission related CFL, right, and later the LED. So the LED also we have introduced the minimum energy performance.
Okay, sir. Right.
To make sure the customers are getting the efficient bulbs.
Okay.
Then again, the ceiling fans.
Okay.
Ceiling fan is also widely now used in Sri Lanka, especially the warm period. Yes. We wanted to ensure the consumption of power.
Okay, sir.
How these users are getting the benefit. So for that also we have introduced a energy efficiency rating scheme. So under that scheme, there's star ratings given for the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Sweep diameter having the 56 inches. That means 1,400 millimeter sweep diameter ceiling fan. So single star to 5 star. So that is the mandatory regulatory requirement made by the Sustainable Energy Authority.
Okay, right.
So the other subject of the solar panel. Yeah. So with respect to the power generation, the solar panel and related to the inverters and related cables and connectors, those kind of standards, more than 15 standards we have developed jointly with the Sustainable Energy Authority for the importers as well as local installers.
Okay, sir. Right. Okay, sir. So there are if there this for this process actually you get some that procedures. Procedure mean that sampling to service. There is some quality procedures of the sampling or services.
Sampling, you mean the market sample or the sampling of the standard sampling method?
Both. If you're talking about
yes,
both.
Generally, when we formulate standard, we try to use the international standard.
Yes,
so with respect to the electrical section, this IEC is the International Standard Formulation Forum.
Yeah.
So we try to use IEC standard much as possible to avoid unnecessary technical barriers for trade.
Yeah.
So then if all the countries having the same standard, then there won't be a issue for the imports and exports.
Yeah.
So that is our first priority. In case if we can't find such a standard, then we use our own knowledge and other countries' national standard as yes, formulate the new standard on our own.
Okay.
So then when we do these kind of things, sometimes we may have to test samples from that particular product.
Okay.
Then we have provision to draw sample or purchase sample from the market.
Yeah.
Or import the samples from the various countries and get test and see the performance, and based on that we set those parameters for the standard.
Yes. Okay, sir. Right. So now I'm going to change my topic into some. I think it is about 14001 EMS system. So actually my question is what are the items to harm to the environment? So in your process. Yeah,
environmental harm.
I mean actually you have a specified process for the sampling and services, and so within this process, in organizational side, is there some harmful situation happening with your process?
Yes, especially with the industry. The industry is eliminating some sort of effluents which are harmful to the environment.
Yeah.
Say the acidic water they may pump or reject to the environment, or the gas.
Yeah.
So refining the gas may go to the environment, and so the using is a mercury-based products.
Yeah.
Mercury-based products or the test equipment is also harmful for the environment.
Yeah.
So mostly from the 2020, the mercury-based products are being controlled.
Yeah.
And we were instructed or informed to make more standard with respect to the digital equipment.
Okay.
Thermometer, then test the pressure gauge, pressure meters, some ways are digitalized. Because the mercury is very harmful for the human beings and the environment.
Yeah.
And as you have requested, this the 14001 is the Environmental Management System Standard. We check what are the effluents or other oil, even diesel or something should not go to the earth without any control.
Yes.
So they are sending some used effluents such as water, so they must have the treatment plant inside the factory, and they have to treat, and it's tested for this safety, and after that they can come into the normal way.
Yes.
So the environmental authority, the Central Environmental Authority is monitoring closely for this kind of things, as well as the noise level, what they are within the factory, especially at the boundary level side. The noise level also is in the control. And every factory, they have to have the EP, the Environmental Protective License from Environmental Authority for these kind of things.
Yeah.
In advance to that, only we go for this 14001 certification.
Yeah.
For every process we check that if there are any harmful things are eliminated.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Not only outside but also processing SLSI.
Yes, within the institution as well as within the factories.
Right. Okay, sir. Next one is now we have turned into the 45001 that health hazard for the occupant. what kind of harms for the occupants or relevant employees with the related process? Related process mean inside of the SLSI.
Within the SLSI?
Yeah, within the SLSI, that process supply chain, now we are talking about supply chain inside of the SLSI.
The harmful things is coming under the occupational health and safety.
Yeah.
So if there are, SLSI, we are handling these laboratories, chemical laboratories and mechanical laboratories. We are handling some sort of acids and those things. So for those kind of things and gases, we have a separate specification and handling method that should be followed. The safety way of handling those chemicals and mixing or diluting, whatever it is, that should be followed. They have to wear the glove, they have to wear the mask, and there should be a tray for these without spilling outside.
Yeah.
So that kind of things we check.
Yeah. Right. So the client, when the client involved with the supply chain, actually he give you some sample, or sometimes you go to the take the sample from the market sample like that. So sir, how many waiting points? How many waiting points mean sometimes you have to get some times to check or testing or auditing, etc. So how many waiting points are available per one item? For an example, we can talk about compact fluorescent lamp. So from the start point means from the customer you take for the testing, and final point. So how many? Now we are talking about only one sample. Okay. Right. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so for example, as you said, that example, compact fluorescent lamps, so the sample drawn, then these samples will be forwarded to the electrical laboratory for testing.
That's good. Okay.
So under this testing, two main things we consider. One is the performance, other one is the safety.
Yeah.
The performance side we check. So more than that, we give much importance for the safety.
Okay,
so both parameters we check. So for the testing, it takes time. That is a minimum cycle time for testing is there, and we have to wait until such time.
Yeah.
After that, we will receive the test report and we will evaluate and analyze in the committee, the procurement committee. And after then we give our recommendation for the management for procurement or the application.
Okay, sir. Right. Sir, can you give me some brief explanation about the audit process function by the standardization division?
Yes, standardization divisional functions, as I said that at the beginning, so once the technical committee is formed,
yes, sir.
Then technical committee has rights to formulate working groups. Very specialized people involved in the working groups. If required, then they will form a working group with one or two sector committee members and mainly the manufacturers and the experts, those who are not in the sector committee.
Okay, sir.
Then based on that, they will formulate the draft standard. So once draft standards formulated, the draft standard will circulate for the public comment. So that is the point that this document exposed to the public. Then we will advertise on the paper as well as whoever the email IDs we have, we will send those documents through email for their comment.
Yeah. Okay.
So once circulated generally we give 2 months circulation time period.
Yeah.
Within the period we see if there are any comments coming from the stakeholders such as the manufacturers or importers or the regulators, whoever.
Yeah.
So if there are any comments we received, we discuss it again at the sectoral at the working group level,
right,
and see the comments are acceptable.
You are talking about before the process of the standardization?
Yes, it's a process of standardization. Before the end process of the standardization.
Right.
So it's one of the part of the process.
Okay, sir.
So once the final draft is prepared, and it will go to the sectoral committee for their approval. Sectoral committee will go through this document again, then they will grant their approval. Then they will forward for the authorization to the council of SLSI.
Yeah.
Once it's gone to the council will go through those, generally they will go through the brief, not what the sectoral committee and the particular section or the project officer forward to the council, and based on that they will authorize to adapt as national standard. So once council approved or authorized, that will become as a national standard for Sri Lanka.
Okay.
That is a process of standard formulation.
Right. Okay, sir. This is my final question. What are the divisional distinctive policies? Policies mean specified Sri Lankan standardization, according to Sri Lankan standardization, to achieve the quality service. If there's some specified quality policy or quality standards under the Sri Lanka standard body within the supply chain?
In fact, we don't, according to my knowledge, we don't have the quality policy. We had a quality policy within the standard formulation divisions long before, because our division was certified for quality management system.
Yeah.
ISO 9001. I think it's long before. So after that, it's not continuing.
Yeah.
But that policy still we have for the entire standard formulation activities.
Yeah.
At the same time, the national quality policy is available for the country.
Okay.
So based on that national quality policy, standardization and methodology parts also part of those quality policy. So with that, we develop our standard. We use this standardization priority basis, and there are certain components involved in the prioritization. Is how the manufacturer or end user get affected by such a product. So we give the weightage for that, and based on that we prioritize the standardization processes.
Okay,
so that is the way we formulate. This is we use as a policy of standardization.
Yeah.
And we select the subject and give the higher priority for standardization because we have a very limited resource in our division.
Right. Okay, sir. Right. Okay, sir. We are the Senior Deputy Director, Mr. Anand Kumar. Thank you for your help for my dissertation, sir. And right. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Right.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.